Hello, my name is Marissa of Marissa Von Sheer. I am a licensed cosmetologist and a freelance makeup artist of 10 years. I currently live in San Diego, California, and I would like to become an Amika educator because it just seems like I would be challenging myself. I feel that it would be fun. I definitely enjoy meeting some new people and challenging myself and encouraging people, and I encourage learning, and it's a fun industry to live in, and I just feel like it's another aspect of it that I've never really gotten into before, and it seems that I've been approached a few times in this matter, and I feel like this is an opportunity that I would like to jump into. So in this video, what I am going to be doing is giving you guys hopefully a step-by-step of one of my favorite updos to do, especially in the bridal industry, and hopefully you enjoy it. So thank you. So our model today is Gabby. She's a dear friend of mine, and we are going to pretend that she is going to be our bride for the day. So leading up to the consultation, I would recommend that she come in with a freshly washed, dried head of hair, and not to put any product or anything like that in her hair. That I would do all that myself. So I've already taken the liberty of prepping her hair. We basically curled her and set her just using a hairspray and an anti-humidity spray along with a dry shampoo just to add some texture. And the way that I curled her hair was just with a flat iron. Basically my go-to one is a crock. It's about 1.5 inch. And what I basically like to work with is a medium curl, nothing too consistent. It's just basically to create that texture in her hair. So here we go. So we're going to create a style where it is gathered and pushed to the side. It's really soft, it's really romantic. A lot of my brides usually go for it, and it's very simple. So I have already taken a section, basically from the occipital bone from ear to ear, just down, and the rest of it we're just going to separate. I'm just going to comb it through using a brush. Pull the hairs, make it all nice and pretty and smooth. And with the hairspray, lightly spray over a loose little bun and fold it over. And with your bobby pins, you're going to secure this in. Right there. So you're going to do one on both sides before you move your hand. And if you do move your hand, just make sure that you have those 2 key points. Turn it around. So you're basically using this as a foundation. It doesn't have to be perfect. I am a bit of a neat freak, so if it doesn't look perfect, I'll keep going over and over again. So this piece right here, it's going to be nice and soft and loose. I like using that as another foundation, but I like the volume that it creates. So in order for me to keep it, I just put a little hairpin in and secure it. Put another bobby pin on the side. And this is pretty much what it should look like. And you're going to have little loose pieces right here, but that's totally fine because you could go back and you could tuck them in. Alright, so that's your first section. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to create a profile, meaning that we have to tease this out up here just to kind of give her a fuller effect. It's going to be really dramatic and soft at the same time, so I'll show you exactly how to do that. So again, we are going to do a little section. I'm going to say about 1.5 to 2 inches behind the ear, and just go straight up to the crown of her head. The same side, right here. So the section that you have now is right about here. So it's about 4 inches, just depending on their head and how much hair they have. It could be 2 inches, it could be 3. And then also depending on how much volume you're wanting to give them. If they're wanting to wear a veil, if they have a headband, headpieces, anything like that. This is another base that you're going to use to make sure that everything is pretty solid in there. The veil, so it doesn't move. With your comb, smooth everything out, pull everything straight up. And a big key that I could give everybody is that when you are teasing, when you're creating a foundation, keep track of the number of strokes and back combs that you do. If you start off with 7, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just make sure that it's consistent with every section that you take. So, alright, so this is about a 1/2 inch section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So I basically start right at her scalp and I work my way up. So that's 7 and I just lay it down. Comb it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Comb it down. And you're going to do this the whole way of this section. Take a little piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just lay it down. Okay. So now that we have this, we're going to smooth out that top layer because again, no matter how much hair that you're going to pull over it, you're still going to have that, textured, teased part of the hair, and I definitely like to see a consistency where everything's really smooth and polished. Just for this style in particular, it has to be a little smoother. So we're just going to comb it out lightly. Same exact movement that we did with this down here. You're basically going to curl this over. Place it right there. And with the bobby pin, you're just going to secure it in place. So this little piece, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, so I'm just going to leave it there. Just as long as I have this foundation to work with, we can do anything we want with this little piece right there. We're going to have this section now to play around with. What I like to do is I like to basically cut this in half. And I use the diagonal part, just like that. Just like that. And the same thing to this piece. Smooth it out some. So basically what I did on this side, I'm going to do to the other side. Okay, so that side is done. We have, just like how we had on this side, we're going to have all these loose curls just kind of hanging out. We'll deal with those after. Alright, now for the top part. So during a consultation or a trial run, this is usually where we talk about how much volume the bride really wants. This is when you are going to ask them, do you have a veil? Do you have a headband? What do you feel comfortable with? So we're not going to do so much volume here. Not as much as we did in the back. A little spray. Now with this, we have this huge chunk of hair. We have options here. We could either just play with this big chunk, and since it's already pre-curled, the curls are going to want to do naturally whatever they want. So I tend not to fight them, and I let them do whatever they want to do. So just remember to keep looking at your updos from different angles too. Keep switching around, because it might look good on one side and not on the other. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're basically tucking in all these little guys that we left hanging. we're tucking them in and creating our final bun. Not even a bun, but it's basically like the swept over updo. And with her great hair color, it looks amazing back here.
Who does your hair, Gabby?
This girl. So when I find bigger pieces like this, that are basically already in love with hanging out with each other, I just leave them alone. And I just basically tuck them in.
I'm gonna make babies.
Yeah. So this little guy, I'm gonna go right back here. So I really like how these are laying out right there. So I'm gonna leave it. Spray it just a bit. Tuck it up back here. Alright, let's do a final little turn. Oh yeah, I kinda like it. Okay, so this is our final look. Okay, so that's that. This is my final look. And if this were to be a bride, just imagine either like a cute little hair accessory in there, the veil. But there you are, nice and soft and romantic. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to Gabby for being a trooper and letting me do this. Thank you to Amika for even looking at this and giving me the time. And thank you.